Please say an exclamation, please. This lighting is pretty bad, but we're gonna deal with it. You know what sucks? Not seeing a movie last weekend. That really sucks. So I apologize I didn't have a video out. But I did not see a movie last weekend. But we're gonna sweep that under the rug, and we're going to talk about Ghostbusters, the 2016 one. Okay. So I just want to start off by saying this, and I apologize to all Ghostbusters fans, but I have not seen the original. I plan on watching the original, I just have not gotten to it yet. But I'm going to base it solely off of this one. I can't really compare, and I don't like not being able to compare. But we're going to do this without any comparison to the original one. However, one thing I will say this is that from others that I've watched and talked to, the plot line of this movie is the exact same for the plot line for the first movie. That's just a heads up. The plot line is the same. Okay. So now we're going to go into this a little bit more, and I will talk about Ghostbusters a little bit more. So you have your 4 female characters: Melissa McCarthy, Kristen Wiig, Kate McKinnon, and Leslie Jones. And then you have Chris Hemsworth, who plays the dopey secretary. And then you have cameos from the the original cast. And I'm kind of like, okay, I know I haven't seen it, but you knew these were the original cast, even if you hadn't seen it. Just how they set it up, and just some things like, if you see movies with people having cameos in it from the original cast and a lot of other movies, you start to tell when this is, okay, a cameo for whatever. This is a saying that they said from the original movie, so they're going to put it in this one to kind of spice up all the old fans, you know. So I knew that was when that was set, and I just asked my parents for confirmation, but yeah, I was right. But I want to talk about each of these characters. So Melissa McCarthy. I know a lot of people don't like Melissa McCarthy, but I actually find her pretty hilarious, especially in movies like Spy. I find her character, well, sometimes her jokes can be a miss, but a lot of times her jokes to me are a hit. I really do find her funny, and I know that's not a common look on her as a comedian, but I find her pretty funny. Kristen Wiig, she did a good job in this one. She was a very hit character to me. She was one of my top characters out of this movie, because you know, she's going out. She kind of pushed this ghost busting thing away, and Melissa McCarthy's character brought it back up, and she's freaking out because she's trying to get a tenure, but now she's afraid that you're going to have people know about this. I need you to take our videos, take our books off of the internet and stop selling our books because I'm trying to get this tenure. So I really understand where she's coming from. And Kristen Wiig's character and Melissa McCarthy's character both hit like different ends of the spectrum. Just because Kristen Wiig hit that ghost belief under the rug, swept it under the rug, she's more successful as a professor in science than Melissa McCarthy's character is. Then you have Kate McKinnon's character. Kate McKinnon did a really good job in this movie. I'll just start off by saying that her character, sometimes she was really funny, other times I was kind of annoyed by the character. I just felt like her character was just very showcasey, very theatrical at times, where I'm just like, oh, okay. But a lot of times I did find her character very enjoyable. There aren't really any characters in this movie that I found annoying, which is really good because you don't want to sit through a movie that has annoying characters. Lastly, we have Leslie Jones. And in the trailer, they made Leslie Jones' character seem to be very annoying. But in the movie, she's actually really not. She's probably one of the most level-headed out of the whole group. She has the most common sense. And she's like, when it's time to go, it's time to go. I don't know why y'all trying to stay in here. I'm trying to go. Like, she has, she's very helpful in the movie as well. Because she's the only female who's not a scientist, who kind of steps into being a Ghostbuster from her experience with the ghost. You know, it's like, they're all trying to do these things, you know, bust them, and she's like, I just had a confrontation with the ghost, it is creepy. I'm trying to help y'all out now. She's pretty much like that. I want to help y'all out. Um, and like I said, her character, she does really well with her character. Her character is so very level-headed and has a lot of common sense that I think she makes her the best character out of this. Now I'm gonna go to Chris Hemsworth because he also plays a big role into this. So Chris Hemsworth, his character is the dopey, like I said, dopey secretary, and sometimes his dopiness is so far out. The majority of the time, I think Chris Hemsworth plays this character very well. Like, when I first saw his character, I was sitting here and I was watching him, and I was like, okay. And then you keep listening to him say things, and I said out loud, I was like, okay, there's something wrong with him. What's wrong with this guy? Like, yeah, there's something off about him here, and as more you watch him, you just realize that, okay, he's stupid. That's what's wrong. He's stupid. He's a good face. And everybody in the movie, they all talk about, who is this hunk machine, this beefcake, and all these things. They're like, oh, he's so good looking, but he's very stupid. And they show that very detailed, very frequently in this movie. Sometimes I wish they pulled it back a little bit so it wouldn't be like, oh, he's derpy, or be more like, oh, he's stupid, but you know, he has something. Some things when he was doing stupid stuff, I was like, okay, but he's still cool. Other times I was just like, okay, they need to put him in the corner. No, he wouldn't know where the corner is. I don't know. Tell him to take a nap if he even knows how to close his eyes. Just stuff like that. But other than that, I really enjoyed the movie. And like I said, I can't compare it to the first one since I haven't seen the first one. But I found this movie to be highly enjoyable, which I did not expect because so many people were complaining about this movie before it came out. So I was like, oh snap, this movie is going to be very cheesy, very corny. And while it did have some of those aspects, it was very enjoyable. I don't typically see movies again, but this is a movie that I would willingly see again. I really think that it was that enjoyable. And I laughed, I chuckled and laughed throughout this movie continuously, which is a very good sign. So I say I recommend this movie. I don't know how you would feel coming from somebody who's seen the original. If you have seen the original, tell me if you've seen this one and you've seen the original, how do they compare? I honestly say I like this movie. I'm going to have to watch the original to see how they compare it, and when I do, then maybe I'll have a different look on it, aspect. I don't know. Probably not. I don't know. We'll see. This was Maisha. Please see you guys next weekend. Peace out and bye.